When you read a book, you think about a melody, or do you do both? Do you have a kind of visual approach also of the music?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I mean, probably the stuff that's related to the music most would be there's the Persian philosophers who I read, and I read also the Henri Corbin's books, where he's speaking about the development of the concepts or the consciousness behind some of the Persian philosophical movements, and it's hard to say exactly what triggers a musical inspiration from that, but it is what led me to begin exploring tonality, what I believe to be a more fundamental diatonic tonality, outside of the grid of our Western equal temperament system.
Yeah.
And people have done this, as experimental music for a long time in the 20th century. There's a lot of that. But to me, something about just it's diatonic. There's scales. We maybe lost that when we changed everything to equal temperament. So I wanted to rediscover diatonic music, and once I got some instruments that were capable of doing that, and then I had some made, some built.
Yeah.
Then it became natural, became a sort of a less intellectual thing. I began to understand on a more direct way what the connections between some of these scales and modes are, and the human organism and how we perceive things. They're not just like these intellectually made up arbitrary connections between symbols. They're actually things that are real, that all you have to do is sort of understand the philosophical basis of it, which is actually just a description of what's already there. So this is a hard way to answer your more simple question, but it really is from those ideas, which I think are fundamental to humanity. Maybe it's the excitement of feeling that I had lost that or something. Recovering something that was lost. I think that's where the inspiration comes from. Even diatonic is 7-note scale.
Yeah.
We have 7 bands, 7 modes. So Secret Chiefs is a band that has 7 different modes. They aren't necessarily, harmonically scale modes that way. It's just a way of understanding things. So to answer your question, each one of those bands has a different process of becoming instrumental music. Okay. So for instance, the surf rock one, it's going to stay in equal temperament.
Yeah.
It's going to be in 4/4, where equal subdivisions is going to go da 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 the whole time.
Yeah.
And within that, there's a billion possibilities, a billion things that you can do. And then in the Ashraqiyun, it will never be in that kind of rhythm or that kind of, so it's completely different, because they're different modes. People have different modes of consciousness, and all of those impulses, I guess, occur to me. So we just try to make them happen.
Which one of the 7 bands are you going to work on next? Do you plan on a record of...
We're going to finish the next Secret Chiefs 3 record, like Book of Horizons, follow-up to that.
Yeah.
First, that's going to come. And then I'm not sure, because so many of them are almost ready. We have a record from, Electromagnetic Azoth could be one of them. Definitely.
Hopla.
The Ur is very close, but we really want to do a Holy Vem record. So I think that might be the priority. It's just, we're hoping, what I really want to do is have a tour of Holy Vem, Fat 32, and a band called Cleric from the United States who are totally incredible.
Yeah, I listened to their stuff. It's pretty amazing,
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty good tour.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a nice combo. Okay, and just one last. For you, what's the definition of a perfect day?
Oh, if I answer honestly, it will be so embarrassing.
Tell me what you want.
Well, I can say this. We've been having I can take examples from this tour. And there are a couple of them. I would say, I think my favorite day of all time has probably happened on this tour. I was sick. We were in Romania. I felt like crap because we had been working really hard and it was just so much chaos. And we get in this town and didn't want to play really, for some reason. But then everybody's helping us. Like they're building the stage. We're like hammering stuff into the stage.
Yeah.
And, people start showing up and it just mutated into this, out of this kind of, into this really beautiful evening. Where I met new friends, and then they took us and explored an old Austro-Hungarian fortress that's abandoned and gigantic, and through all these tunnels and stuff, and drinking some rakia, and at the end of the day, the sun is coming up, and to me, this was perfect. Maybe it's superficial, but that was a perfect day.
Yeah, it starts like black metal style, and it finishes in totally mystical.
Yeah, and then the sun is coming up and you say, I am so lucky to be alive.
Thank you very much, Trey.